Guys, and welcome to our first What the Fact Wednesdays. I'm really looking forward to the next couple of weeks that we're going to be doing these videos. My name is Jackie. I'll be your host over the next couple of Wednesdays. Before we begin, I just need to please make a medical disclaimer. These are only informational videos. It is not intended to diagnose or treat or substitute any medical health professional. Please, if you have any underlying concerns, medical conditions, please get in touch with your primary caregiver, your doctor, your GP, whoever you may see for any medical conditions. So today we're going to jump right into our little friends called the adrenal glands. They're fascinating things. I'm going to try and keep it short, but also as in-depth as possible. Often when I am sitting with a first-time client and we're sitting and chatting, the biggest complaint, the chief complaint that I hear sort of constantly all the time is, Jackie, I'm so tired, I'm exhausted, my get up and go is gone. So, and they don't even understand, and I bring up, how's your adrenal glands, how's your kidney health, and what? So many people don't even understand or know what the adrenals are, what are they supposed to do, what is their purpose, where are they, what are these things that you're talking about, blah. So we're going to dive into it today. Like I said, I'm going to try and do as little information or as in-depth as possible, but try and keep it as short as possible. So what are your adrenals? So these adrenal glands are two little glands that sit on top of your kidneys. They're almond-shaped, about half the size of your thumb, and they are responsible, they are like the brainchild, the hub, if you will, for all of your stress emotions. These stress emotions can be from real stress, happy stress, bad stress, good stress, bad stress, even imagined stress. It doesn't matter, even if you haven't been through in that situation already. Your body doesn't know the difference. You're reacting in a certain way, the adrenals will kick in and start working, and your body doesn't know if it's real or imagined. What do I mean by this? So, for instance, you're at the beach with your kids, and you're sitting there going, is he okay? Is he going to drown? Is he going to fall off that rock? You are driving to work, and you've got a presentation that's happening this in the morning coming up, and you're going, oh, am I going to hit the right mark? Is the boss going to be happy with this? All of these situations haven't happened. You know, you're driving to a family reunion or a family function, and you know someone's going to be there that you really just don't want to see, and you're driving in the car and you're really going, oh, it's going to be an argument and there's going to be drama, and you're getting yourself anxious, you're getting yourself worked up, you are getting yourself into a state of stress for a situation that hasn't even happened yet. But your adrenals don't know that it hasn't happened yet. So they're shooting off all of these hormones, and these little guys are getting exhausted. They are tired. This constant taking and depleting your minerals and depleting your stuff. You know, and then you've got your other stresses. If you're carrying too much weight, if you're using too many stimulants, you are not moving enough. And when I say not moving enough, I'm not specifically talking about being major cardio exercise. That has been proved with adrenal fatigue. It is actually advised not to do intense exercise. Anything that gets your heart rate up to 120, 130 plus, if you are suffering from adrenal fatigue, is not advised, because again, you're shooting out these hormones, and so these are really tired little adrenals. They're tired, they can't handle more, and it's the cortisone, and it's the adrenaline, and it's an overload. So when you're needing to move, your body needs this move, and your body needs to sleep to get restored. And all of these things are so out of whack when you are suffering from adrenal stress. And I'm going to go into a little bit more about that. When you're looking at your overall health, and your adrenals are in this constant state of stress, what is happening? Your body is constantly releasing cortisol. It is constantly releasing adrenaline. It is constantly depriving and depleting its resources of all of its vitamins, vitamins and its minerals. Your vitamin B's gone, vitamin C's gone. Body's natural response to stress should be acute. It should be quick. It should be bam, It should be able to, when you are in that moment where you are being chased by someone and you need to get away quickly, when your son is slipping on the rocks at the beach, you get the surge of adrenaline, you get the surge of cortisol, you get this unbelievable power that often you'll turn around and you go, I don't know how I was able to do that, but I did it. That is what your adrenals are designed and meant to do, not being used constantly all the time, all day, all the time. So here's the thing, once you've dealt with that very stressful real situation, that your kid that nearly fell, jumping out of the road because you nearly got hit by a bus or whatever, that's when you're in, that moment is when you're in the parasympathetic fight or flight mode, when your adrenals and everything is overloading. Once that has happened, once you've had that surge, once you've gotten yourself out of imminent danger or gotten your kids safe or whatever the case is that kicked off that is when you should be able to sit back, let your body relax, and then you go into that sympathetic nervous system response, where your adrenals get that chance to pull back, to chill, to replenish themselves. And this is where the problem is coming in now. And while your body is so depleted, and while it is exhausted, when is it going to get a chance to replenish those hormones, replenish the vitamins, the minerals? And of course you're going to be tired. Of course you're going to be exhausted. Your body hasn't had a chance to heal. And sitting with clients and discussing this with various medical professionals, there are the top 7 symptoms or signs and symptoms that you can have a look out for. And if you feel as though I'm speaking directly to you, or, geez, Jax, have you got a camera in my car, in my house, or whatever, if these are any signs that you can relate to, we're going to discuss that further. So I have got a list. I might refer back to my list a little bit because I don't want to miss any of the important points of these 7 signs and symptoms. But the important thing to realize, it's not all doom and gloom. It can be okay. It will be okay. You will be fine. You know, we're talking in there, when I was mentioned yesterday about the 3 different stages of adrenal fatigue, that is after years and years and years and years of not addressing these issues, not addressing your fatigue, not adjusting your lifestyle, not taking care of not just your physical health or I'm talking also about your mental health, your spiritual health, what is keeping your mind healthy. All of these things are essential because that is your stress response, and they have to be dealt with, they have to be checked in. And, and right after, you're looking years down the line when you are looking at more serious diseases such as Addison's disease, such as Cushing's disease. These are things you do not want to get. Trust me on this one, you do not want to be that person that's sitting in the doctor's office in a couple of years getting a diagnosis of Addison's or of Cushing's. Yes, they are manageable, but they're not pleasant. You have a chance to fix it and get yourself back on track. I promise you, it's not all doom and gloom. So I want to go through the 7 most common signs and symptoms of adrenal fatigue. Like I said, excuse me when I look down at my notes, I don't want to miss any of the main ones. The biggest one that I've found is this difficulty getting up in the morning. You are hitting your snooze button over and over and over again. Your get up and go is not there. The only thing you can think of is, oh, how am I going to do this? How am I going to face the day? How am I going to get my next thing? So it's that difficulty in the morning getting up. Number 2 is your high level of extreme fatigue throughout the day, but especially come 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and you have that afternoon slump. The worst possible thing that people are doing with this afternoon slump is that they are grabbing high sugar energy drinks, they are grabbing carb-loaded garage pies or a slice of pizza somewhere, or your high carb stuff is not great because, again, it's setting up your cortisol. It's because it's all needed to break it down, because it's all linked to your thyroid and it's linked to your pancreas. I just said I don't want to go into all of that too much because it's an information overload, but it is all linked. So it's that. Also, another one is the inability to handle any kind of stress. The smallest thing might irritate the out of you, where a couple of months ago you would have gone, oh well, tough. That is now sending you off on a tyrant, or you are bursting into tears for no reason. A cute dog walked past and that set you off, or it's this irrational emotion of irritability or irritation, just this inability to control your emotions. Number three, which is probably the most vital and the most telling sign, is a craving for salty foods. Because like I said, these little guys are depleted, and your salt is essential. So your body, when you're in this adrenal fatigue, your body is wanting, preferably, if I'm saying this, rather doing your Himalayan pink salt, your body is craving it. It is deplenished of minerals, it's deplenished in vitamins. I'm not saying go and grab a tub of Himalayan pink salt and grind it into your mouth, no. But you'll find, that's what I'm saying, you will find yourself craving these salty foods. I'm responsible for this one. I know this is one of my ones that I'm working on at the moment, is at nighttime, is this feeling of being wired but tired. You get to bed, and your brain instinctively knows, right, it's bedtime, it's time to sleep, it's time to chill, it's time to calm down. You get into bed and doof, there goes the mind. And your head is already at tomorrow. Your head's thinking, oh, the kids' lunch is packed. Did they do their homework? Is husband happy? Is wife happy? Is whoever happy? Is my project ready for tomorrow? Oh, I forgot to put petrol in the car. Is the artwork done that my kids should have done yesterday? And what is happening? Instead of you getting into that melatonin breathing space, you've instantly gone into that stress mode. Whoop, and off shoots off your cortisol. Up goes your adrenaline. So you're wired, but you're still tired. But that brain, because at night your melatonin levels are supposed to be higher and your cortisol levels are supposed to be low, because your melatonin is your body's hormone, your body's sleeping tablet. So now what's happening is that when your melatonin is being overtaken by your cortisol, you're not going to be able to get to sleep. And part of that, sorry about that, so apparently my battery died and I wouldn't realize. I had to do a quick change of phone and try and catch up where I left off. So I know that I was talking about that wired and tired and your serotonin and your cortisol levels at night and getting those sort of relaxed. But the next point is obviously, because then you're not able to stay asleep, should I say. So you're waking up during the middle of the night. And again, that is caused because your melatonin is not as high as it should, or you've had a very starchy, heavy meal at night, and that also is pushing up your cortisol levels. So your melatonin can't get up because your cortisol is busy trying to fight up all the carbs and all the excess sugars that you've had just before you've gone to bed, or you've had that garage pie at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Your body's still trying to work that off, so your melatonin is unable to get you into that relaxed state of mind. So then that will make you, even if you do fall asleep, it is going to make you kind of wake up in the middle of the night constantly, because again, your melatonin level has not been able to break through that cortisol level. The next one is a very obvious thing. I think everybody does it, is an overuse of stimulants. And and this is only where you can be honest with yourself, whether or not you are grabbing those this high energy, loaded with really bad fake caffeine, fizzy drinks. Obviously, I'm not mentioning any names of those sort of things right now. And of course, you are maybe possibly smoking too much. That is a stimulant. When I want to go there at night, are you having too much alcohol at night, thinking, well, I need this because it's going to help me sleep? That actually has the complete opposite effect on your body. Your body doesn't like it. It is toxic. It is toxins. And it puts, again, the cortisol levels are going through the roof again. So you're unable to fall asleep. And only there you need to actually sit down with yourself and check yourself. What am I putting into my body that is actually doing more harm than what it is good? Only you can be honest with yourself. You need to sit and realize that these changes can happen, but they have to come from you. It's a real talk about looking at yourself, okay? And one of the biggest ones right at the end of the 7 different signs and symptoms is your suppressed immunity. That again is because your body is lacking in all your vitamins, your minerals, and of course everyone says, oh, you're stressed, so you're going to be tired, you're going to be, yes, but you're stressed because you've got adrenal fatigue and all of this can be sorted out. So I just want to scream it from the rooftop. But like I said, it's not all doom and gloom. So your suppressed immune system is a big one. If your kid comes home from school, boom, tomorrow you're sick. You even talking about a friend that you heard is sick, and you're going to wake up sick. And that again is because your body is so depleted of all these essential vitamins, of these essential minerals that is needed to keep you healthy, to keep you going, to keep you strong. But instead, because you are facing this adrenal fatigue, your body just doesn't have the strength to fight it off. So if you are feeling as though some of these are really relatable to you, all right, there is ways to get around it. You've got to also, like I said, you've got to be real with yourself. See where you can change your environment. See how you can adjust your schedule. Don't be afraid to ask people for help. But more importantly, the biggest things that you can start doing is simply focus on your breathing. Get yourself calmed down. Okay? Take that moment for yourself. Take your shoes off, take your socks off, just go and walk on the grass, get yourself grounded. When you're having these moments of stress, you have got to start your body's way of begging you. It is actually begging you, saying, please give me a break, I'm tired, I'm not coping. And it's showing you with your moods, with the not sleeping, with the constant fatigue, with the cravings, with all of that. That is your body's way of saying, please listen to me. I'm begging you, listen to me. There's always time. You have to make time for yourself. When you're going to have your bath in the morning or your shower, just focus on the breathing. Get grounded, get focused. Focus on you. When you get home in the evening, shoes off, socks off, take a walk in the garden. Like I said, get grounded. Meditation is fantastic. Yes, there are supplements that can help with your vitamin C, your vitamin Bs, your stress-related things. But for now, let's start with the basics. How can you change your own life? And that is about looking at your own situation, your environment, taking that break, taking 5 steps back, taking 5 deep breaths in and saying, I have to do this for me. Because you do not want to be sitting in a doctor's office in a couple of years getting that Addison's, Cushing's sort of prognosis. Not fear-mongering, don't think of that. I'm just, like I said, this is information purposes only. Another little bit of whack, adrenal fatigue is now actually commonly known as the 21st century's most common ailment. So almost all of us have it, and it's nothing to be ashamed of. It can be fixed. It can be dealt with, and yeah, let's work together with this, and hit me up if you would like to know more. We can discuss things like your diet, especially look at more of a paleo diet, a Mediterranean diet, getting into intermittent fasting. All of these are going to give your little adrenals a chance to breathe, a chance to rebuild, a chance to get strong again. Anyway, again, I'm Jackie. Thank you for watching, and we'll chat soon. Looking forward to next week. Bye.